Welcome to VeVe Radio, where the fandom grows, with the one and only Raven and the biggest bro. We dive into comics, from pages to screens, collectibles and culture like you've never seen. Get ready, kick back, enjoy the space. VeVe Radios live for everyone in this place.
And we live, we live, and we alive. We alive to feel the vibe, and the vibe is just right. Welcome to VeVe Radio. It is your boy, the biggest bro. Back at it with episode 9 of VeVe Radio. We have a wonderful show for you today. I can't wait. We have an exciting guest. Some exciting things are happening. They're dropping stuff on us right now, and we're going to talk about it. But first, let me tell you that this is not financial advice. Do your own research. We are just regular people with regular opinions, and guess what? Opinions can change. We also want to let you know this is sponsored by VeVe and VeVe Comics. Download the app today or go to VeVe.me and start your collecting journey today. Now, introducing my co-host, the Yap Girl, all the way from the big island of Hawaii, D1 and Ole.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, wherever you might be in the world. But thank you all for tuning in. I am D1 and Only, and yes, today is going to be another wonderful show. But before we begin, let's bring in our other host, Raven.
Hey, thank you. Yes, I'm Raven. Thank you everyone for being here. Just also want to let you guys know that we have a giveaway today that is sponsored by VeVe Comics, and all you have to do to enter is be here, and the biggest bro will enter your name on a wheel, and later we will spin for a winner. And the only thing you have to do is just be present at the time of the wheel spin, and we will get you a nice comic from VeVe Comics.
Yes, sir. And also, if you all could follow, and subscribe to VeVe Digital Collectibles and VeVe Comics on all their social platforms, such as Discord, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And also, we want to give a huge shout out to the people here in the audience. We have Talking VeVe, Shankster, Slider, Agent 415, aka Guri Guri. We have Miss Casey, Emoji, Maxomi, hello. We got Leo Millie, Enter the Verse, Biggest Bro, Raven, me, and hey, what's up, Neutral? But yeah, thank you everybody for being here.
Let's go. We have a live in effect crowd this morning. How are you ladies doing today? What you do this week? How'd you do?
I feel like it feels like a Monday today for me, like the beginning of the week. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. Early morning for me, so yeah, just starting my day. What about you, Raven?
Yeah, no, good. Like I'm in Ontario here, so we're seeing the sunshine more, so I'm happy. It's always better starting your day with a little bit of sunshine. Still cold, but it's warming up. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get the show going and meet our guests later.
I just want to let you guys know that my co-host and I, we have 3 different time zones, and they're all 3 hours apart. So yes. We have to time travel to connect. So I'm just letting y'all know how much we go through. Let's go.
It's okay. It's worth it.
Yes, it is, because we get to have fun with each other every week. Did you guys do your homework that we got from exhibition? He gave us homework. Astonishing X-Men #1. I can say that I gladly and proudly did my homework this week. Let's go.
Yes, of course. I always do my homework.
Yes, you do. Yes, I did mine too.
So, what was you guys what you guys think about Astonishing X-Men #1, the origin story of our guys, becoming X-Men? How did you feel?
Yeah, no, I liked it. The first opening page was a little bit creepy, that opening scene. And because of last week's episode when we talked exhibition, and he talked about the connection between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Cyclops because they have the same last name, Summers. So every time I saw him in it and they would say his name, that's the only thing I thought about. But no, I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. What about you, D?
Yeah, same here. And when I was reading it, I was like, didn't I read this before? And it just so happened many moons ago, about 3 years ago, this was actually my very first comic book that I got on the app. And that was the first book I read. So
Whoa, that's so
3 years
cool.
ago, yeah. And
Nice.
so I ended up, I think when I got it, I ended up selling it like a long time ago. And so I picked it back up. I'm like, huh, this is the one. So I was like full circle. But yeah, good storyline to start off. Yeah, so it was good memories. Good memories for sure.
Heck yeah. And we have some comic books coming out this week. D, take it away with the Marvel list.
Yeah, so for the Marvel books, we have they're dropping on Wednesday at 12 a.m. Pacific time. We have One World Under Doom #2, Ultimate X-Men #13, Ultimate Black Panther #14, Avengers #24, Deadpool/Wolverine #3, Eddie Brock Carnage #2, Miles Morales Spider-Man #31, X-Force #9, Sam Wilson Captain America #3, Psylocke #5, Exceptional X-Men #7, Magic #3, Cable Love and Chrome #3, TVA #4, and New Champions #3.
All right, and for the Dynamite Entertainment list, we have Thundercats Lost #1, Silverhawks #2, Herculoids. There you go, Herculoids #2, Red Sonja Attacks Mars #1, which is hilarious because it's Red Sonja Attacks Mars #1, and we had Mars Attacks last week. So like Sonja's like, I'm getting my lick back, but hey, Red Sonja #8, Vampirella #8, Sheena #3, Mrs. Fury #5, Evil Ernie #1, and Complete Allison in Wonderland #1. Let's go. Any of these comics pique your interest?
For me, this week I chose from Dynamite Entertainment Silverhawks #2. So the reason I chose this was because the other day I read Silverhawks #1, and it's basically you have this like elite group of the Silverhawks that are kind of entering their retirement because they're not really needed as much anymore. There's not as much crime happening. But then, of course, at the right moment, the bad guy, Monstar, escapes from prison. So that kind of causes a relaunch of the Silverhawks, and they create like a faster, stronger group, and with the hopes of capturing the bad guy again. So that's kind of where the first one kind of brings you. So I'm excited to read the next one and see where it goes. So
Every
that's
time
what
you
I did.
mention every time you mention Monstar, I think about Space Jam, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah, true.
The Monstars. What about you, D?
So my pick was Psylocke #5. I have not read the other ones, but I really love Psylocke as a character. I think she's like so beautiful, and all the covers that they make of her is so fire. But this one, in Psylocke #5, our favorite telepathic mutant finds herself caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse when she's poisoned and imprisoned in a twisted collector's museum. So she confronts the wicked taxonomist, and she's trapped in his sinister museum of living specimens. So that's not creepy at all. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to start reading this, add it to my extensive list of things to read each week. But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting storyline to start getting into. What about you, big bro?
Yeah, I love Psylocke. Psylocke's a really cool character. Her powers are amazing. For me, I went with One World Under Doom #2. Now, I read One World Under Doom #1, and basically the synopsis is Doom is taking over as the almighty leader. So he's Sorcerer Supreme. He got that from Doctor Strange, and he's from I don't want to be that guy, but from the comics, and I'm a big I knew what Thanos was doing. It was wrong, right? It was wrong, but I understood, right? So like with Doctor Doom, I understand what he's doing. He's just trying to connect the world, right? Like but the Avengers and like the Fantastic Four, they're like, nah, bro, this Victor Von Doom, there's something wrong here, but so far in episode 1, I mean issue #1, it seems like he's on the up and up. So I'm with Doctor Doom, man. I want peace for the world. So I'm excited to continue the storyline, especially because Doom's going to be a big character coming out for the Avengers new the Secret Wars. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, this is a comic that I will be looking for tonight, midnight, 12 o'clock PST. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm interested in that too, and waiting for the movies to come to like compare them to each other. But yeah, Doctor Doom is a big character this year.
Yeah, he should be doing very well. And speaking of doing very well, Daredevil series is out. We will not be spoiling it, but it is good so far. That's my kingpin, man. That's my kingpin. I will always sing his praises every time.
Yep.
Like that's kingpin.
He embodies like the whole. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is the kingpin.
Yeah. It's amazing, amazing job. So we have Daredevil #11 that dropped today. It's the first appearance of Muse, the creepiest Daredevil story of the century. Dark art continues. He's a serial killer who turns his victims into works of art, and he's on the loose. Can Daredevil and Blind Spot stop him before he reveals his next masterpiece? Oh my god, I love corny lines. It's the best. It's the best. Before he reveals his next masterpiece, it's devilish. I love it. It came out today. Hopefully you win for it. $6.99. Total of 5,000 editions. And this Thursday, I'm kind of interested in this one because it is Daredevil 227 and is about the Born Again storyline, which is directly tied into the Netflix. Netflix is called Daredevil Born Again. So could this be the storyline that the show is going through? Will the show add its own flavor? I would like to think so. But it says here, Karen Page sells Daredevil's secret identity. Then Kingpin buys the name and proceeds to wreck Matt Murdock's life. Man, I'm really interested in this story just because I'm watching the series right now. I really want to learn a little bit more. This appeals to me. I really like the ultra rare cover. It looks nice and fresh. The common cover is not too bad. Got Kingpin in the background and stuff like that. 3,000 editions for $6.99 coming out on Thursday. Are you watching this, Raven? Are you watching Daredevil at all?
I think my husband and I just started watching. I think we're only like 2 or 3 episodes in. So we've got a long ways to go to catch up, but I'm enjoying it so far.
No, I think you're good. There's only 3 episodes right now. I think one comes out tomorrow or tonight. I'm not sure, but you're almost there.
I mean, like from the beginning of the series.
Oh, you went way back.
Like back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah. You guys are on a mission.
Yeah.
Good luck. So, are you gonna dive into all the other Marvel series like Luke Cage, Defenders, Jessica Jones?
I have seen Jessica Jones. I like the Jessica Jones one. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Right
so
on.
much out there to watch.
Yeah, man, tell me about it. There's so many good shows out there. Oh, so many. We'll sit here all day and talk about different shows. But so we have Burn Watch. Burn Watch is going to tell you, should you save the comics that are going to be burned, or should you let them set sail? First off, we have Sam Wilson #6 is going to be burned, and that is the first appearance of Joaquin Torres as the new Falcon. 3,000 editions, didn't sell that much, could make it very scarce. These are all the different things you have to think about now when you're dealing with VeVe Comics and their new burn mechanics. So, ladies, can I tempt you on getting one of these comics about Joaquin Torres becoming the new Falcon?
You know what? Every time I try to save my gems, it doesn't work out because I'm looking at all these new drops coming up. I don't know. I'm going to go back and take a look at them before I decide.
Yeah, same here. I am trying to save my gems for what? I'm not sure, but hey, maybe I'll give this a go depending on the price that's in the market.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I'm also gonna let it set sail. Also, it looks like we're letting Joaquin Torres set sail. Bon voyage, happy burn day for Joaquin Torres. I believe that will be tomorrow. And then we also have Thunderbolt Ross, Captain America, number 26. Thunderbolt Ross regains the power of the Red Hulk and faces off with Captain America. Very prevalent because of the Captain America movie that came out. I will say that the common and uncommon covers are really, really amazing looking. Like for me, I'm going to save one of these. Like I got to. I want people that uncommon just because the uncommon, the Red Hulk's still red, and it's just the Captain America that's in black and white. So it looks really good, and I already know what I'm going to put that up on the VeVeverse. I already know where I'm going to put that, like behind with my Red Hulk right there. Forget about it. Or what are you guys thinking? Are you guys going to save Captain America number 26 or let it set sail?
It's funny how you say that though. Like it really goes into my mind now too when it's more the comic cover and like you saying about like what it will look like in the VeVeverse. Like how much of a role that plays in my thought process when picking a comic to grab. So yeah, I might. We'll see.
So true. Yeah, so true. And then after seeing like other people's VeVeverse spaces and what you could do with the comic covers, it's like, yeah, maybe you give like a second thought to actually like just letting one pass by.
Yeah,
VeVeverse got me.
yeah, it's really interesting how those two different options came in almost during the same time where now they are being burned, something that we asked for, but now it makes these comics that may have gone like, overlooked when it becomes scarce and then these covers look good. I'm going to be the only one that's going to have this cover in my viewers. Like that's where it starts to get like who's going to have what in the end. So I really think that was a great move on the team to implement the 30-day burn. So it looks like I'm going to be saving it. What about you, D? How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm rethinking. So I possibly will be picking up at least one copy of what you recommend each week. Oh man. Yeah, there
Look
goes
what you
all the gems.
started.
There goes the gems.
Hey, I swear, like I do the same thing. I try to save gems, right? But then like I'll go to the market and I'll list from lowest to highest, and I look at the dollar stuff, and then you just find somebody that just really wants to get out of here. And I'm a collector at heart. I'm gonna help you out, baby. Let's go into the vault. It goes. All right, my friends, that brings us to our first commercial break, and now a word from our sponsors.
You may have heard of land sharks, but you have never met a land shark like Jeff.
He's not your average predator. He's got attitude, he's got style, and most importantly, the best catchphrase.
My name's Jeff.
Get ready for a comic that is totally gnarly and unpredictable, where an adorable land shark dives headfirst into one ridiculous adventure after another.
In a world full of serious heroes, Jeff is here to remind you that sometimes the best adventures start with 3 words.
My name's Jeff.
Catch It's Jeff in the VeVe store today.
Side effects may include excessive laughter and uncontrollable urge to say, My name's Jeff. Come on. I swear, I'm going to get that one day. One day.
That one was hard to hold together.
My name Jim, dude. Look, the cover of Mahalo Joe. We have the secret rare Mahalo Joe cover. I don't care what anybody says. That is fire. That is
So good.
The
fire.
special edition.
Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mahalo Joe. Him and Mass have a show coming out today, camping out for comics. I just want to give them a quick shout out. Uh, let's go. All right, we had some drops this week that happened. We had, well, actually, one drop and then one upgrade. We had the Ron English Mogul Grin board game drop. That was a drop with the board. They had about 1,000 something editions, and each I think it was 1,956. I want to say, but each edition of the board came with 6 pieces that you can craft, and it didn't matter if you had if you took a long time to craft, you were guaranteed to craft. I love the idea of the game pieces coming with the board for free, not for free really, but with the craft. I really like that mechanic. I think they're dialing it in with the burns and what the community likes, what they don't like. Um, in these new drops coming out, they're showing that they're actually listening to us and making different changes. How did you guys feel about the Ron English Mogul Grim board game drop?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, I love the style. I love the idea that you can participate in the crafts. Yeah, I went for one. Didn't get the SE, but that's okay. I still enjoyed the process of going for it. And I love the artwork. I love the style. I love the game Monopoly and the play on it. I don't know. It was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't go for it, but I did see like what people are posting up and what they wanted to do with it in their VVverse space. Like the cathedral blown up, that looks like so amazing. And all the other the game board parts, it just looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. So I'm
Hmm.
enjoying all the pictures that people have been posting.
Yeah, and this goes to show you the kind of the dual value of one of these drops. Where yes, the game pieces itself inside the VVverse, and if you blow them up, they look really good, shiny, nice, and stuff like that. But also the board game, I was seeing people putting it in AR and creating a big board game, right? And then you can use yourself as pieces. Like
Oh,
like
nice.
it's really cool, the different things that you can do when you get this collectible, and it's kind of some of the things that people aren't like really remembering, right? Like the AR feature is huge in this. And so yeah, really cool. And then we also had the Mighties upgrade. So we had all the Fantastic Four and the villain Doctor Doom this time. The villain Doctor Doom, and then you can upgrade those, and they were all animated. They didn't have the little middleman in between. So I think that was a good update on VeVe's part and listening. Like, we don't want to upgrade twice. Just let us do it once and get our stuff, and we're good. How did you guys feel? And did you burn and upgrade any of your mighties?
Yeah, I did all of mine, even the Doom, because I had a high mint Doom. I really didn't enjoy the last time we did the upgrades. Like, I found it very confusing and too many steps. This was perfect. I'm so glad that they listened to what people were saying. And I did them all and I enjoyed doing them. But yeah, how about you, D?
I only had two of the out of the collection, so I decided to hold my original pieces.
Yeah.
So I did not upgrade them. I didn't
Yeah,
really.
and I have them all, but I like all my mints on mine, and so I can't depart from them. Like, I don't know, I have a weird connection with my collectibles. Like there's dumb reasons why I won't get rid of them, but yeah, I can't. And then I want the Doom. It will come to my collection one day. I will get that Doom. That Doom is
You will.
dope. Yeah.
Yes, that Doom is like it's been on my when we had the wish list. That was like one of the first things I added to my wish list, but it was always like out of my grasp. But one day, someone will floor one.
Right. There we go. More collectors at heart helping each other out. And man, I will say, ladies, I didn't think we had anything 2 days ago to talk about collectibles drop, but here we go. Boom, bop, bam. We got Super Grover coming in on Saturday. $30 on the Sesame Street with only 1,000 editions. I don't want to say it, but the Sesame Street, they have some of the best animation on the app, and they're telling me that Grover goes into the phone booth and turns into Super Grover, and it's only 30 gems, and there's only 1,000 editions.
And the chance to get a special edition, which has 30.
Look, man.
Right? Like,
Say
yeah.
what you want. They're listening, dude.
Only 25.
Dude, 25 Grovers. There's 25 Grovers up, bro. Come on. Come on, dude. Like this is a really, in my opinion, a really good step towards listening to what we wanted. It's not 70 editions. They didn't go for the 1970. They went for 970 and 30 editions. I think this is a great improvement, and I will be going for this $30 drop. Absolutely, for Grover.
Same. I really want to see the animation. Hopefully they post that soon.
Yeah, and for me, we had this talk about like Sesame Street and the characters, and I've always said I don't really care for any of them. No offense to anyone. Except the only one that I would probably get in the store would be Grover, and then lo and behold, Grover flies right in. I'm like, oh dang, okay. Yeah, Grover has like a special meaning for me because I've talked about it before. But that when I was like learning to read English and speak the English language, like my mom when I was younger bought me books and stuff, and one of the books that she got me was I believe it was called Resting Places with Grover.
Mm.
And I read that book so many times, like the pages were like falling out. You had to tape it. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so sentimental. So yeah, I'm gonna go for one.
That's cool.
And that's the thing, right? Like your story right there, why you want to get Grover is somebody else's story of why they want to get Bambi, why they want to get Beauty and the Beast, why they want to get Aladdin. You know what I mean? It's just the things that we grew up with. Star Wars, you know, like how many of us watched that our videotapes until like it was to no end, right? Or
Yeah.
DVDs until the scratches, you know? like this is a great thing. Shout out to VeVe for listening. I really think this is them actually listening to the community, figuring out, dialing it in, and they've been cooking, man. Say what you want, they've been cooking. They've been putting their head down and just releasing stuff. No empty promises so far. It's beautiful. And then, ladies, right before we hit live, I almost didn't come to the live because Beauty and the Beast is here. This is the one time I know I'm going to get the pass from the wife to get something. Yes, sir. Beauty and the Beast is like one of my favorite movies, stories. So is my wife. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. 25 gems on a blind box seems good to me. And then I don't know if you guys have seen this, but that diorama
Oh,
is it's coming home with me, and
yeah. I'm just
that
looking at this now as you're chatting about it, and
that
they
ballroom.
look sharp. And you're right, that diorama is insane.
I'm telling you guys, the dioramas are being undersold. Like, I don't understand why people aren't really understanding what this is. This is a party space. You know what I mean? Like, look at this.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
dude. I want to hang out in the Beauty and the Beast ballroom. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, you can have a little dance party, bro. Come on.
But even like looking at like Miss Potts and Chip here, like they're jumping out of the page.
Yeah.
Like they look good.
Yeah, and you already know, like, if you've been in the verse, how like different it looks on in the V verse. So
Hmm.
yeah, just the textures on Belle's dress. I don't know. Look, I'm not an artist. I don't know the intricacies, but it looks good to me. It looks like who they are. I'm not like, ooh, look at her face. Like, remember we used to be like, ah, what is that?
Like
What are
their
they doing?
existence.
You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Um,
kudos. How do you
Yeah,
guys
it looks
feel?
good.
so what do I feel? Okay, so before the show, I was totally saving gems, and after like this segment of the show, I'm like, there, yeah, there's no more gems left to
They're
save.
gone.
They're gone.
Like they got us. They got me. Like I said today, earlier this morning, I had no plans of like buying anything, and now I gotta get 60 gems somehow. Oh, man.
You gems. You got
60 gems. Let's go. And then ladies, of course, we're in week number 3, almost a month into the VeVe verse, and it's really exciting to see all the different things that are popping off because of the VeVe, all the different just visuals that we're getting from people just building showrooms from something small, setting up their crib, their little house, and just putting posters up and stuff like that, to people building islands. People are building like space stations, all sorts of different things. Is there anything that comes into mind that stood out to you this week, out of all the things that we're getting so far?
I think just watching Arcade has jumped out to me
yeah.
this week and what he comes up with. And like I think his recent picture of was it Doom?
Oh
And he
yeah,
made the base for him. Like just watching his creative mind kind of go to work in there is pretty cool.
yeah,
I totally second that. That dude is an artistic genius. Just like he does it so easily too. Just takes a bunch of simple shapes and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make this." I'm like, and it's so cool to see him like building it, and you get to see it like become what it's supposed to be, and you're like, "Wow, dang, that is like he's so talented."
Yeah.
yeah. I want to give a shout out to Unibonger. He has a space where people just go in and they create different stuff and leave stuff for him, like there, and just the things that people are building. Oh, bro, a casual has one, and it's the little hippo, the little pygmy hippo. I forget the name, but the little cute little hippo, and he made a mudang. He made a mudang, bro. Like, that's hilarious. Just the that's the crazy thing about this, because now you can have somebody like, hey, I want Arcade to build me a chair. I want Josh to build me like like a really cool, like you can sell furniture in the freaking VV verse, bro. Like that's wild. That's wild. People are getting spaces made for themselves, and then you know what the fun thing about it is? Like me, I'm not really that crazy of a creative person. Like I'm not building stuff with the different shapes and stuff like that, but how I've been able to kind of like use the comics to kind of tell a story myself, and just making them big or small depending on what you want to do. I've found I'm having a really good time just creating kind of like a space that looks cool and I want to hang out in, so I think a lot of people are going to just get better and better, and this is VVverse part 1, point 1.0. So anything is possible, like my man Big Ben said. So I'm very excited about that. And speaking of Big Ben and David and Dan and MC, we had the business update this week. It was about I think it was like 14 to 17 minutes long. Ladies, were you able to check that out this week?
Yeah, I watched it. No, anytime seeing them kind of just pop up and chat and give us some information, I'm all for it. But yeah, I just caught it kind of quickly the other day.
How about you, D?
Yeah, I caught it too as well. I had to go and yeah, refind it and watch it because I when it first came out, I kind of missed it, so I had to go back and rewatch it. Um, like, what did you guys think of that? Like the way that they presented it.
I,
Did
I,
it kind of like? I
I
mean,
I think I think it's different, right? It's different from what we are used to. We're used to them in the AMA, more relaxed, kind of, like shooting the shit, like shooting the breeze, kind of thing. I think this was more buttoned down, and they're ramping up, I believe, to go bigger than just the community that we are. I think a lot of us are, we're really comfortable with them, just being themselves, and that's why that's why we love them. That's what we love, David. That's what we, off the cuff, really getting excited about the things that they say, and then I think a lot of people felt that they were, a little more subdued, kind of reading the script, kind of thing. But I think when you're trying to do something new like this business update, I think that they're just trying to make sure that the information is solid and is out there for people that's really trying to figure out what this is, right? So I think in that aspect, if you look at it from that vantage point, I think it was a really good job of laying out what they're trying to accomplish, what they did accomplish, and what the future holds. But yeah, I do feel that a lot of us was like, oh man, like I wish, like, David was just like chilling and just talking to us like we know he could. Same thing with, like, with Dan and Ben, but I think with new strategies comes new business. So business update, you got to put your suit and tie and do the dang thing.
Yeah, and hopefully that's more of a regular thing too, where we get, weekly, monthly updates. I would love to see that.
Yeah, like maybe it may be like a bit harder to do weekly, but yeah, monthly or even like quarterly updates would be really good. Especially for the community I mean, we always want to know things yesterday, so
Yeah, that's
we can
very
be
true.
patient. But yeah, at least like monthly or quarterly. That's my feedback.
If you ladies can give me like 3 minutes, I gotta type in all these names right quick.
Oh, right, the giveaway.
Oh yeah, so we have a few more people that got in here. We got Gabsar, Noxuko, Metajon, Majin. We have Duck and Cover, Geode, Fried Labbit, Donkey Gooch, California Comics, Notorious Moonboy. We got Boobs. Mahalo Joe. Hey Mahalo, let us know how you like your pull up there. It's a special edition or secret rare special edition. We have Kermie, Mr. Champ, we got Mainzy, Emoji. We have Mr. MC1, and we have Janie. Welcome, Janie, to the show.
Hello.
We have OBL, we have My Collectibles, and VeVe Digital Collectibles. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you everybody. That's really cool because we had more people file in, so that's awesome to see. And
I can't stop looking at this Beauty and the Beast article.
Oh yeah. They did a really nice job how you guys were saying about their face. It's really good. It's really
Yeah.
well done. And I do like those characters. So let me see. I think I'm going to be going for it. Oh man. Yeah, VeVe
And then
got
it
me this week.
looks like the diorama is separate, but drops at the same time, I think.
Oh
yeah, and there's 1,000 editions, and that will be $30 is for the ballroom.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, 1,000 editions. Ooh, yeah, I think this one is definitely gonna sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I'm dude, if we're able to kind of preview that and they can really like go in and, oh, that ballroom looks too good. Why would they do this to us right now? Let's go.
Yeah, they're
live FOMO activated, baby. All right, I think I got everybody on the list. If you hear your name, cool. If you don't, my bad. You've been wrong. We got Emoji, KCO, Millie Max, Gary Shankster, Talking VeVe, Sliders, California Comics, OBL, Jumpstart, JD. Oh, we got famous people to put shout out. MC1, Maisie, Mr. Champ, Curry Boobs, Notorious, Donkey Gooch, Majin, No Kasuko. I'm gonna get that right one day. Metajon, Fire Lab is Duncan, Cover Gapser, and Geode. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's spin that we let's see who's gonna get it today. Who's it gonna be? Ooh, it's Agent 415, Gary. Gary, shout out to you,
Let's
Gary.
go.
Let's go. All right.
Congrats.
Make sure you send your VeVe address to VeVe username to My Collectibles or D. We'll get that. Make sure you get that sorted right away. Thank you all for being here. We have a wonderful guest coming to the show right now. I'm very excited to introduce my friend. Let's bring him up here. Let's go.
Let's go. Can't wait to talk with him.
I think you guys have to send the invite. I'm not a host.
Yep. I sent it. If you can come right up.
All the way from the Epsilon Eridani system, straight out of a jump gate in Babylon 5. This man has been collecting cards and comics for a very, very long time. How long? Maybe back in time, baby.
What's up, Slider?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
All good, man. Oh, I'm super excited to talk to you, my man. It's been a while, dude. So, what's up? How you been? How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and thanks for the invite and everything. And I really enjoy the show.
Appreciate you being here, man. We're gonna just, jump right into it as you are one of our comic gurus. What got you into comics? Did it start early? Did it start late with you? What's the thing that hooked you? What hooked you? And what got you into this hobby?
All right, yeah, I would say probably as far back as I can remember. Like I was pretty much kind of like born into it. So like my dad was a collector. My mom collected. Like my oldest brother collected. My dad collected comic books when he was a kid. And then when I was little, I remember him like bringing out like coins, that were graded and stamps, and my mom having, like steins and porcelain dolls and salt shaker sets. And, that kind of like was the first thing I remember with like collecting. But I would say the first memory that I really have of like me getting hooked on it would be probably when I was like 7 years old. And it was Christmas morning. And I still remember it, like getting all the presents, I'm out there and, my dad hands me this one present and it's like this funny triangle shaped kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is, so I remember ripping it open and it was from my oldest brother. And it was a binder that was for trading cards. And it was a white binder and it had like a blue box, but it had a baseball mitt, a baseball, a bat, and a guy playing baseball. And I still have the binder to this day. And then there was a couple other things, which was like a complete set of like Topps 1989 and like Don Russ 89, and then some like single packs and stuff. And I remember just like, ripping the packs open and my dad telling me like, kind of be careful, like hold them by the side, and just like showing me all about like collecting and stuff like that. So that was kind of like my first like really getting into like collecting. And then it kind of moved on from like comic books and stuff, because like that's what my dad collected, and he was born like, we'll say like the late 30s. So he was collecting comic books like during the golden age of comics. And I remember him telling me stories about it. And so like one story that was kind of not that great is, when he was a teenager and a kid, he collected, and he went off to the military when he was 17, and he had put all his comic books and everything like up in the attic in a chest. And when he came back like a year later, they were gone. Like his parents had given them away to, he don't know where, like to a church or a thrift store or something. So yeah, I just feel like he kind of got me more into the comic books, and then I just kind of like went from there, and I've pretty much been collecting since that time, on and off. But yeah, I would say like pretty like steady all the way up until I went into college, and then kind of when I graduated college, I got married after that and kind of got away from it for, I'd say like 5 or 6 years, and then kind of jumped back into it and then got away for a couple years and then came back in like around 2021. And that's kind of like when I found VeVe a little bit after that. And then now I'm just pretty much been on VeVe now collecting, and mostly comics, because that's kind of like what I collect in real life. So, yeah.
Man, that dude, I resonate with your story so much. I resonate with your dad because I had my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? And I had the whole set. I had everything. And I went to high school, and because I started playing football, my mom gave all my Ninja Turtles away. I didn't care if I was 16 with plastic turtles. I want my turtles, but they were gone. They were gone, and never to be gone again. Man, you are an OG collector, Slider, and like coming from different generations of collectors. That's really interesting, and this is why I want to ask you this question. So, because you came from such a physical form of the hobby with your mom and dad collecting, coins, cards, tea sets, stuff like that, what kind of sold you on changing into buying digital?
Yeah, well, I would say I kind of was into the NFTs and crypto in like the middle of, like the early 2021. And, I was like digging into the crypto and all that, and just trying to like get a handle on all of it. Of course, I started out with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those kind of things, and buying a little bit here and there, and then kind of moved into NFTs. And that kind of got me with like the art and just like, the royalties for the artists, and basically just like, we're moving into the digital age with this stuff. I mean, we've been digital for a while, but this actually, gives you a form of ownership and something that you can own in the the virtual space. So, when I found VeVe, I was like I was into the NFTs, and I had just kind of got on Rarible and then OpenSea a little bit, and then I found VeVe, and I was like, oh man, like Spider-Man, and this was like the very beginning of 2022. So I found it like kind of like during the boom, and I kind of saw it a couple times before that. Like I was like into traditional finance and stuff. That's what my degree's in, is in business. So I was like watching, like Andre Jick and those kind of guys. And I remember seeing a video from Andre Jick, and it was like first Spider-Man on the blockchain, and I kind of like watched the video, and he said like VeVe. And I was like, VeVe, what's VeVe? So I remember like typing it into Google and trying to look, and I'm like, nothing came up for like VEEV. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then he did another video like later on that was like, first Spider-Man comic book on the blockchain. And then I was like, okay, I'll take a look at it again. And then he like said it right, I think, in that one. It's like VeVe. So then I remember just like typing it in on YouTube this time, and there wasn't tons of videos, but some stuff popped up, and I was like, okay, this is a thing. And I was like, Spider-Man, all right, comic books, I know that stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me, take a look at it. So I downloaded the app, and then kind of got in there, didn't know what was going on, like there's like the first drop I remember for me was, I think it was first appearance of Monica Rambeau. And I'd known that cover from like collecting, so I was like, okay, I'll go for this one. It was like $6.99, and I loaded in whatever it was, like $50, I think. And I remember like, okay, I see it. It was like the morning when I was like looking at it, so it was like an hour before, and I came back, like right before the drop, and I remember like the buy now button like popped up, and then like I waited, like, because I didn't know anything back then, so I waited like 10 seconds. I click it, and it's like sold out. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, is this for real? Is it a scam? Like, what? How can it be sold out already? There's like 30,000 editions. So then I remember jumping back on YouTube and finding OG Vault's live stream, and there was like hundreds, if not 1,000 people in there, and like they were talking all about it. And I was just like, whoa, okay. So, then I figured out there was a marketplace that opens afterwards, and tried to go in there, and like prices were like going up and down, and yeah, I was just kind of like, what's going on? So then like for the next week or so, I kind of like just really like went back and just looked at anybody who had videos, was checking out all the live streams. And I remember finding like Sleeping Comics, My Collectibles, and Comics and Crypto at the time, because they were the ones that were really talking about comics. At that time it was like a lot about collectibles, which in real life I'm not really a statue or action figure collector that much. I mean, I have some that like Star Trek and Star Wars, some stuff from the 90s, but I was more in the comic book, so they kind of resonated with me. And yeah, I just dug in for like a week. I mean, I just watched like as many videos as I could find back then, and that's kind of how I came in. And I just figured like, hey, I know what selling physical stuff is like, because like I do that now. That's like what I do for business. So I know like the headaches of like going on eBay or shipping and trying to sell it and paying fees, and if stuff gets broken, sending it to like PSA or CGC to get graded, and just the whole headache it is with all of that. So this just made sense to me. It's like you buy it, it's there. If you want to sell it, it's the money's there, and that's it. And it just made sense. So yeah.
Right on, man. Dude, we had the same kind of track. It says I started a little bit earlier, and I was locked in, right? Like I was like, look at my Elsa. I bought it for like $200, and now it's at 3Gs. Like I'm a
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so good at this game. Heck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh man, the good
Yeah.
old days. And I'm really curious. What do your parents think? Because they're collectors. What do they think about the digital space?
Well, I mean, it's hard because like my dad's 85, and my mom's 80, so they don't really like get it that much. Like my dad kind of like understands like the comic books and stuff, but he kind of thinks it's like what I do with like selling like on eBay and Bakari and stuff. So it's like he kind of gets it, but he doesn't really get it. But he definitely like understands like everything's going digital also, And I mean, he was telling me this back when like the internet was just getting started, that like, this is going to be the future and stuff. So he definitely understands it from like that point of view, but like most of it he doesn't, but he understands like collecting and stuff. So yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like half and half, I would say.
Yeah, see
Um,
that, and that's kind of like what my bad. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say on that topic of like your family being collectors and have been collectors for years, like is there a piece that one of you has that like everybody else is jealous of? Like is there one, that your parents have that, they kind of cherish or
Oh, I mean, I would say probably like my dad. For him, it would be like he has, I would say like the coins, but like he has like like graded like they grade him like MS like 71 like it's like a double eagle gold like $20 piece coin, like almost uncirculated, I think it is. So I mean, like he was always into the coin, so like I would say like that's like for him. And then like my mom, I would say probably like her she has two salt shakers which are from like the 1960s, and they're of um Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. And she just loves those too. Like those, but yeah, like I said, she like collects porcelain clowns, which I don't really like too much, but
oh my
they're
gosh,
like, yeah, and
clowns?
like
No thanks.
yeah, clowns. And she has like hutches full of clowns and stuff like that. And I don't know, but yeah, so that's what she likes to collect. So I mean, everybody's into all kinds of different things. So I that's what I find, just great about collecting, is that people collect all kinds of different things, and there's really no right or wrong to it. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. Can I ask actually, where does your name come from? Slider.
It actually comes from the 90s TV show Sliders, because I'm like big into sci-fi and everything, and I just remember watching that when I was like a teenager. So yeah, that's where it comes from.
Such a cool show.
Yeah.
Hinano got me into that. Thanks, Hinano.
Mm,
Awesome show. Yeah, that's really cool. So I was like during one of Ben's interviews, you could see like how we kind of speculate and what the co-CEOs have behind them and possibly it's like alpha and stuff. So one of the books that was behind Ben at one time that he showed was a DC book, Star Trek Uhura's Story. And we asked him what
yeah.
it meant, and he was like, "No, it's not any alpha. It was just something that he liked because he also liked Star Trek." Um, so when we saw that, we were excited and we're like, okay, maybe that's a possibility for like future. So being a fellow Trekkie, like what do you think of that? Like what do you think are also like some possibilities or stuff that you want to see come to the app?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love some more Star Trek like figures, like definitely like Picard and Worf, Data, Spock, like Kirk, any of them. I would love Deep Space Nine characters. Something that we don't have yet that's more sci-fi. I would say like one thing that would be cool. I don't know if it would come would be like Farscape. Like I like that as a sci-fi show. So maybe maybe something like along that line. Like Farscape or even like Firefly was a good sci-fi show. So something like that. But I would take any of the comic books too, like Star Trek comic books. Like I have some of those in my collection from when I was a kid. That I still have. There was like a 4-part series. I remember like going through my collection like a few years ago and finding those I didn't even realize I had still. So yeah, something like that.
If we get a diorama of the Enterprise
Mm.
bridge, I would just melt. Like, dude, please, come
Yeah,
on, man, come on, give it to me.
yeah, definitely. Or Deep Space Nine, the whole station. That would be awesome.
Oh, and Captain Cisco, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Mhm.
So you already know Deep Space Nine. That's in my heart. I think we get a wharf, right? Did we get the wharf on VeVe? Come on, dude, with the belt, the Klingon belt. Come on,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Or the wormhole too, out in space. That would be cool for the VV verse.
dude.
Oh, to oh my gosh.
Man, so like, what would you say is your why you collect the comics? Right? Is it going to be for the story? Is it for the art? Is it for the panels? Do you just collect artists? What really helps you make a decision to buy a comic?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say I collect mostly for the cover art, and then like Silver Age, I collect just for like those artists too, like Jack Kirby, of course, like John Romita. Like those are some of the older OGs that I like. Mike Zeck, from Bronze Age stuff. But yeah, I would say like the art, I really love the cover art. I'm not like a huge reader of the comic books now. I mean, I used to be when I was a kid. I would read them and go through them and everything. But now I would say it's pretty much the cover art, and I like a lot of the Silver Age, Bronze Age kind of stuff. And then the modern stuff I collect almost solely for the cover art. Like that's pretty much what I focus on. And like some of my favorite artists I would say is like Peach Momoko. I really like her style. Um, Scotty Young, I actually didn't really like him until I got into VeVe. Like I kind of had seen some of his stuff before, and then when I got into VeVe and seeing him more and more, he kind of like grew on me. And then I've got a lot of his covers now, on VeVe. And then the last one I would say for newer artists is probably like Nicoletta Balderi. I really like her stuff too. So yeah, that's kind of what I focus on is the cover art.
I'm also with you there. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just collecting cover arts. I am reading some stories, and speaking of Peach Momoko, she does have her kimono series starting, and I know that because of Mahalo Joe. Shout out to Mahalo Joe and the Camping Out for Comics space that's going to happen later on today. Slider, are you excited for the kimono series coming out, and what's your plan?
Yeah, man, I like, any of her stuff. So definitely, if we're getting that on there, it's just hard with some of that stuff because some of her stuff's a little pricey when it comes on. But I think I got the last one she came out with that I thought was pretty cool was the X-Men cover she just did. Like that was a pretty cool one. So
Yeah, man.
yeah.
We have some really cool artists that come out and doing it. The Nicolette Balderi, her Prowler cover. I really love that cover.
Oh yeah.
I just put it up on my wall yesterday, and I was like, "Dang, this cover is so cool, man! It's so cool."
Yeah, no, that's a good one too that recently came out. So yeah, like I said, I like them, and then there's other ones that pop up like I wish we would get some more like Mark Spears stuff because some of his stuff is pretty cool. I like that we're getting the Rivals stuff more and more. That's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool Rivals covers coming out this week too that we have. I think like Avengers 24 has one. One World Under Doom, I think, has a Rivals cover too, and then Psylocke has a pretty cool Rivals cover. So, and then some Peach Momoko's on those too. So, yeah, I'm gonna be looking at those.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. They don't want us to keep our gems, D. They don't want us to keep our gems.
Yeah.
of course not. But I agree with you, Slider, on the Rivals cover. That's all in itself like you know how they had the Disney 100 specials, and we got to collect those. I feel like yeah, the Rivals is like another collection that I need to now focus on and complete the set, however many it comes out with. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be starting other collections.
Yeah. No, I know. It's like there's so many cool things to collect, and it's amazing how VV's progressed and everything with just everything coming from the beginning, like not the very beginning, but from when they were dropping 60,000 editions, and now they have same day as release comic books. I mean, it's crazy, and you get them before they actually hit the comic book shops. So it's just yeah, it's awesome.
Man, I'm really glad you brought that point, right? Because I think that's one of the things that makes VV Comics the app really awesome is that you don't have to go to your LCS, even though like support your LCS. You don't have to go and wake up and drive over there and get it. You can get it right then and there, and kind of early if you really care about the storyline and stuff like that. With your experience on the VV Comics and the website and the app, is there any kind of thing that you wish that you would have or wish that they can zero in on and make a little bit better?
Well, I mean, they've been responding pretty good. I mean, I would say before something that kind of like I wish they would have fixed, which they did, is that the comic book covers, how they were kind of smaller. So for me collecting the covers, like that was kind of like, I'm like they're so small I can't see the details. But I mean they did that. I would say I would love to see some more publishers. And I think they are going to get some more. Like they said, that's their focus. So like Dark Horse would be cool if they could get some of them, them on there. Image, I don't know if they would ever get them, but you never know. So, and then like DC, I would love to come over, but they got their own thing, and I've got some of their stuff too. So yeah, I mean I'm pretty happy with a lot of the stuff they were doing. I mean, you can always want more, but I'm pretty happy with what we've got so far.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's good to hear from somebody who's actually really collecting comics, really about that life, and yeah, I really think they've been really listening. I think they've been taking that feedback button to heart, the one that they have on their website. So, guys, if you do have something that's going on that you think that can improve, or maybe something that's going wrong with the app or anything like that, please use that feedback button. I think they're listening, man. Like they've been proving it. I feel really good. How do you feel, Slider, about just kind of like this new regime that it seems that VeVe's been like, they turned to like a new leaf, more communicative. We get a an update every week. They're doing like new business updates and stuff like that. You know, being from when you started in the app, how do you feel about this kind of like new wave?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed. I mean, I would say in the beginning, from when I started, like, beginning of 2022, of course, it was the bull run. It was crazy. Like, there was so much going on, like, every day. It just seemed like a week and a day, like, more. And, and they did their AMAs, weekly AMAs and stuff like that. And, they communicated, and maybe a little too much at some points, but I think they've really focused now. That's what I get from Ben, is that, he's really focusing, he's trying to scale up the business. From a startup, it just seemed like at that point, they had these major IPs, Disney, Marvel, and they were just, trying to get out what they could get out, and just like, run the business with how many ever they had, which wasn't that big, obviously, to start with, just David and Dan, and then now I think, they've come a long way. You can just see, and now it's like that next phase, which is, upscaling the business. And, I think from what I can get from Ben, is that, he's really focused on, communication, marketing, community building. And, I think it's great. I mean, they definitely, have been more engaged with my collectibles too, like, cause he came from the community, he knows like what the community likes, and what collectors like, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that was a great addition, and then Corey also came from the community, so I mean, I just think they're going in a really good direction. And yeah, I'm just here for the long haul. So
And I wanted to ask you, because you said you're here for the long haul. What for you has been like the most rewarding aspect of being in this, Web3/digital space?
I would say probably the community overall. I mean, just from like when I first started, I mean, it was like you just had interactions with people, like, on the live streams. Like, another one was like my collectibles, like being in the live stream, and just interacting with, everybody that was in there. And, just people, of course you get like the fudders and this and that, and people, who are whatever, they're doing their own thing, or they're here for whatever reasons, but it was just like the community, I think, is the biggest part of VeVe that I think a lot of people overlook if you're not a collector, or you haven't been one for a while, like in the physical world. Because collecting in the physical world is really more of like a solemn, like, you know, personal, by yourself kind of a thing, because a lot of people don't collect, and they don't really understand it. And then you have people who just don't want to understand it, or basically like try to make fun of you for collecting, like, or, oh, you're, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're collecting comic books and that kind of stuff. And then unless you like know other collectors, you don't really have anybody to like talk to about it. You can't really show off your collections, really, because you have to invite somebody over, and they have to be into it. And I mean, at least my family was, and I have like a cousin and a nephew, who are into collecting too, and we all grew up collecting. So, but still, besides them, it's like most people just aren't really into it, and they don't understand it, So I think VeVe really gives people a chance to like share all what they're collecting, like why they're collecting. And that on X, everybody's been doing it, but I mean, I think that's where the VeVe verse is going to go, eventually in 5 years, when, we can have hundreds of people in there and everybody can interact. And, I see that that's where the future is going to go. And I mean, I think it's great for collectors, and it really opens up a whole new aspect of collecting. So yeah.
I absolutely agree with you, man. I think, how many of us have like our room, right? That we can like decorate and like do ourselves and stuff like that. And it's completely separate from the like other part of the house, and people really don't know about like my collection room where all the comics and stuff like that. But now, with like something like the Vverse, I could display them all out and as big as I want to. I could do what I want. I'm painting the wall. You can't stop me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want the entire ceiling covered as a comic. What? I want a giant Venom. This is the beat right there where you first get greeted inside my house. Like it's really cool to actually kind of explore the possibilities as a collector now. So like coming from somebody like that you came in generational collecting. Like that you get it. So it's really exciting to see that somebody of your caliber is actually like into digital and learning about it. Wow, Slider, it's you're so awesome, bro. What is one of your pride and joys? What is like one of your like little grails that you have in your collection?
Okay, I would say probably on the collectible side, it's the board cube. And I say that because for me it's just like I love Star Trek, and I remember the Borg when I was little and they were like freaky and like kind of scary, like
They're
after
assimilated.
right, yeah, you
Resistance
know,
is futile.
yeah. I mean, they assimilated Picard, so I mean, if they can assimilate him, like they're definitely getting me. So like, but I also had a board cube that I still have from when I was like 10 years old. I got like the first board cube that came out, like, and it's still in the box, sealed, but I had that. So when I saw it on VeVe, I was like, oh my goodness, I have this board cube in the physical, and now they have it in the digital. And it just like, that's another reason why it just kind of came full circle, because like I have that exact same one, like, and it's wild. So I would say like the collectibles, that would be it. And then like the comics, man, oh, there's so many. Like, uh, I don't know. I've got like, oh man, it's hard to pick. I've got like, I collect a lot of palindromes. I mean, I got lots of palindromes. So, oh man, I would say like they're like some of them, the covers. I mean, I like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've got like, yeah, there's too many to pick from, but I would say like my Silver Age, like big books, like I love those. So yeah.
Right on, man. I know it's hard. It's hard to pick some of your favorites. It's like, ooh, but then you start thinking about a different one. Like, well, I really like that. And then if you have like a really cool mid number that means something to you, like there's all sorts of different things of why, like different reasons why we collect and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yes.
man.
Slider, I gotta say, I got word. Hinano said that the Galactica will beat the Borg cube in a race.
Oh man, I know he likes to try to say that, but I'm not sure if that's actually true. We're gonna see. Hopefully someday we'll be able to race in there.
We're gonna have
So
pod racing.
yeah, we're gonna be racing board cubes and Battlestar Galacticas and everything.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Slider, you brought up a really good point. You having that board cube since you were a child, and now you actually get to play with it. Like so all that
Yeah.
restraint that you had as a kid. Now you're actually able to play with your toys without feeling like you're damaging. Like how your dad tells you, hold it by the sides, don't touch it there. Like you don't have that worry with digital, and I think that's one of the really cool aspects of it. You get to play with your toys, you get to read your comics, without destroying them or even messing them up. So yeah, I really thought that was a really cool point.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know how many times I wanted to open that board cube, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to open it. And then it was just like, at some point, it was just like, it's like a challenge. I'm not going to open that cube. Now there are some things I opened up and played with. I have some action figures, like I have some Picards and Worfs and all them that I still have to this day. I mean, I have like probably like 95% of my collection, still from when I was a kid. So, but yeah, I mean, I did open some stuff up, but I mean, I did keep, some action figures sealed, and, like, it's just like, that's how it was. Like I have a lot of doubles and triples and quadruples and of stuff like on VeVe and also like in real life because that's just kind of I had some that I like did touch and get my fingerprints on and played with, and then I had like a whole nother section that would just be like in the binders and in the penny sleeves and top loaders and would be put away and not touched, so yeah, it's cool though with VeVe because you don't got to worry about any of that stuff. You don't got to worry about damaging it or, denting the corners or ripping the cover or any of that stuff, and you can still enjoy it and read it or, you know, fly it around and beat Hinanu in the VeVe verse one day. So, yeah.
Let's go.
Man, Slider, man, that is so awesome. And you have that collection. Like, can you take pictures and like show me? I would love to see your collection, dude. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Then I'll like be jealous of it.
Man, well, Slider brother, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Time is flying when you have good conversations. It really was really fun getting to know you, getting to learn about your collecting journey, and getting just to kind of pick your brain of what you thought about the app and all the comics and stuff. But before you go, we always ask our comic gurus that's on our council, what is a comic that you read on the app or that you think that D, Raven, and I should venture into, maybe give a second look and maybe speak pique our interest. Is it a comic cover? Is it a story? What comic will you suggest for our homework for next week?
Oh, I think we might have lost him. Let me see if I
Oh,
can come back.
no homework in
No
sub week,
homework.
baby.
No
Let's
homework.
go.
Not really.
Rainy day schedule, baby. Bring out the TV.
Let me see if he can come back up. If not, yeah, there'll be no homework.
Let's go. I love when that happens. That's my favorite thing. Also with group projects, the best.
That was a really cool story. I loved hearing that about his parents and his family being collectors. Like, I can only hope one day that I have like grandkids and great grandkids, and they're like, "Grandma had this awesome VeVe collection first before anybody else did."
Look at
Hey,
the Elsa.
can you guys hear me?
There
Yeah.
you are, brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, are you back? All right.
We
So
get
I was asking you, what's a comic that you would suggest for Raven, D, and I to get into as our homework, and we can come back and kind of like what's a story or like a book or like a cover artist that we may need to like look at.
Okay, yeah. Just to finish up on D's thing real quick is that I do have some of my stuff on my Twitter account way back, so you can check it out and see. Like I posted that board cube a long time ago, and a whole bunch of other stuff like on there. But I can post some more stuff. I'll try to take some pictures. But yeah, the comic book I would say that I have read that's newer that I like is Ultimate Wolverine, the first one, and yeah, it's really good. So if you like Wolverine, like X-Men, like it's one of those that you can kind of like jump into it and you won't really be lost too much because like it kind of like is like an ultimate universe and it's based off of like Ultimate Invasion, like the little mini thing that Jonathan Hickman did. And it basically tells like the origin story of Wolverine, but like in this universe. And it's kind of like it's like Ultimate, Spider-Man and Black Panther and X-Men and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. It just has like a different feel to it. It's like Spider-Man, like that one, like why doesn't he have his powers? And like why did he just get him when he's 35 or 40, whatever it is? And it's like Wolverine has his own kind of like different origin story because of like the maker and it's really good. So I would definitely recommend that one to check it out. And then like Biggest Bro, you said you already checked out One World Under Doom. That's the newest one that I'm reading. That one's really good too. So yeah, I would definitely check out Ultimate Wolverine if you love Wolverine.
Right on, man. Slider, again, thank you for a wonderful conversation. Always good catching up with you, my man. Hey, you have a great day. Yeah, man. Thanks again, bro. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Slider, for coming up.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I had fun. It was awesome. So I really appreciate it.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, baby. I love when I meet other Trekkies. Let's go. We outside. All right. So let me give you guys the rundown for today. Today we have Builders Assemble volume number 4 at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at Maisie's at the Collectors Hub, going over all the different builds in the VeVeverse. We got Camping Out for Comics with Mahalo Joe and Maz tonight at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. We have Key Comics Whatnot Monday Night Raws on a Tuesday show tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then we have the Real Uncommon Podcast Collectibles and Comics live stream tonight at 9 p.m. maybe with a special announcement, question mark? Webby Wednesday tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with Doctor Strange and Osmond. We have entered a verse with special guest me. Oh, hey, I'm a special guest on Thursday at 7 p.m. with Enter the Verse. And then we have future plans for the show. O'Milly has spaces, Emoji has spaces. People are out here talking. VeVe has spaces. Support your friends, guys. Support your friends. I can't say that enough. The affiliates program is coming out. This is the time. This is the time. Support your friends. Everybody make some great content out there. We're doing it. We're gonna do this. VeVe Radio is coming with it. Either rain, sleet, or snow. There will be a show. Okay, we can go YouTube. We can go Twitter. We can go X. We can go TikTok. You make it. We're gonna drop it like it's hot. Let's go, baby. All right. We also would like to say, feedback and critique is always welcomed. Feel free to put down anything you like or dislike inside the comment right here underneath our radio ad right here, and we will look at it and consider it, and if it's constructive, we will take it to heart. If it's not, we'll put it in our group chat and laugh about it. So yeah, ladies, anything else for you guys?
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. You're good.
All right, I think Raven needs to take it
Oh,
away.
sorry. I missed my cue. Sorry. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. You've been listening to VeVe Radio.
Where you collect big,
Dream bigger.
and we'll see
See
you
you
next
next
time. Let's go. And I just want to let people know that if you're out here and you're creating, you have to have fun, right? Because if you're not gonna have fun, it's gonna show. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. So I'm just letting you know about us, about me, about my team. There's no stopping